My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
MP before I reshuffling. Nana dan Akuffo Addo reshuffling. Now we don't have to waste our time on the Akuffo Addo's reshuffling because Obianim said another dan Akuffo Addo any MP before no, they are a waste of time. Reshuffle the Akuffo Addo yeah no, you see any. Now we at Loud Silence Media, we don't call it reshuffling. We just call it the changing of positions. And the Akuffo Addo aye any MPP aye naturally say this particular political party they need to go into opposition for about 40 years. Now, what be ministers in there for the past 7 years? You can't another dan Akuffo Addo to our buying so to ministers and so to ministers and so. Went to manage reshuffling now for 8 years. I cut 9 months. Ni akotwaba. Also, reshuffling now. You could not merge some ministries to save Ghana money. Nana dan Akuffo Addo any Bawumia, they don't care. This is a man who is not willing to do what? To drop the number of ministers. His vice, who is his partner, is telling us that he's going to rule with 50 ministers. Yeah, Jimmy. And the Menoka say, Nana dan Akuffo Addo is not in Ghana. Who is the president of the Republic of Ghana? Bawumia. So when the fool sit on radio or on TV to say Mahmoud Bawumia was just selected by Akuffo Addo, we're a fool. Because Mahmoud Bawumia took the same oath as Akuffo Addo on the same day. Mahmoud Bawumia and Akuffo Addo ran on the same ticket. Without Bawumia, Akuffo Addo could have not run as president of the Republic. Do you know that? Without Bawumia, Nana dan Akuffo Addo and Konon to me running on that MPP ticket to win the presidency. You cannot disassociate Mahmoud Bawumia from Akuffo Addo. Bawumia is Akuffo Addo. That is why today, Yate Ghana, Akuffo Addo di Ghana, no? Bawumia is the president. Nobody should limit Bawumia's powers as the president of the Republic. And then Ajui, so Togo for a release bomb buguya so Mahmoud Bawumia be take a decision. And then Menoka say, how can you tell me that Bawumia has no powers? Bawumia has powers. In fact, tonight, Bawumia can sign an executive order and say, 11, even though you're going to parliament, executive order, Obe cancel Bawumia should be able to do that. Tomorrow, Bawumia can put all these MPP MPs together and say, go to parliament, join forces with the minority, and pass and make sure you cancel 11, bring it to my desk, I will sign it, and it will happen. Why is he not doing that? Intimema Kwasiebin Kase, Mahmoud Bawumia has no powers. Bawumia de mo obian blame no Jimmy inti yama ni to me na yama Bawumia to me we are obekere so odumyansa now Jimmy na ada na yama to me. So and also we Jimmy, you cannot take decision by yourself. You are not in that capacity to reason and take decisions. Why should I wait 10 months and give you the country to take decisions for me? Where Jimmy now in the next 10 months, where Jimmy, nothing will change. Into that argument to say Bawumia does not have the power, Bawumia should not be blamed, Nana dan Akuffo Addo just selected Bawumia. You are an idiot to make that statement. You are, because there's a difference between MP and there's a difference between a flag bearer and his what and his running mates. And the parliamentarians, we don't put you on the same stage as Bawumia and Akuffo Addo to swear or take an oath. There is a reason. There is a reason tia munyina yetomo swaba enso ewia yemfa munyina nkogire Independence Square ema munyina njina air platform akoso and swear I will take an oath. There's a reason tia mo parliamentarians yedumugu parliament na ma swear ho. And there's a reason intia Bawumia na Akuffo Addo nkoa ekogina the Independence Square swear because they are in the highest office. They should be able to take decisions together. They can sign executive document. MPs cannot sign an executive document. Minister cannot sign an executive document. Bawumia can sign an executive document. Bawumia betuma sign a document and I just say Yanko war. Bawumia can do it because he is the president. So when people make arguments, say Bawumia is not in charge. If he's not in charge today, why should he be in charge tomorrow? If Bawumia is not in charge today, why should we trust Bawumia to make him take over tomorrow? Because he's not in charge today. It's clear in our minds. Mahmoud Bawumia is as bad as this tortoise. Mahmoud Bawumia does not have the intelligence to lead. Mahmoud Bawumia does not care about Ghanaians. They are playing on your conscience, and they want to separate Bawumia from what is happening. Bawumia is part. Bawumia, in fact, led this campaign of destroying this country. Bawumia has always been the mouthpiece of the NPP. Mahamudu Bawumia, people voted for Akuffo Addo in 2016 and 2020 because of Bawumia, the things he said, the promises he actually put out there for Ghanaians to believe. And Kenya Bawumia and Kaminim say basically one destroy one factory of Ghana. And Kenya Bawumia and Kaminim say one village, one dam. And ya Bawumia and Kaminim say the dollar no and no Mahama time $4 to 4 cedis no na bad. I didn't know. At the end of the day, majority of Ghanaians voted for Akuffo Addo because no be say Akuffo Addo a vegetable. Not Ghana for them say Akuffo Addo Jimmy. Majority of Ghanaians knew Akuffo Addo could not lead. Akuffo Addo was a drug addict. People looked at Bawumia on the same ticket with Akuffo Addo, and into Akuffo Addo be a president. Nobody should sit in Ghana and say Mahamudu Bawumia, he has no powers, he has more powers. In fact, as I speak, Bawumia is the president of the republic because Jimmy need to coin anyway. Jimmy wechre. So when you look at this list and you see the kind of changes Akuffo Addo say why time you see the people don't take you serious. Now Debbie Amika Mahama Kachiremo, we are people with short memory. Margin and China Murefia. You people in Ghana, you people have short memory. Your dementia ewo Ghana. From Nkrumah to Mpenifo, your dementia. 10 minutes here refi bibia. Nkwasia sama nkofo di no 2 minutes here refi. And internet Ghana nkwasia fo etwi yefaso. Nobody can mislead Ghanaians to say Mahamudu Bawumia has no power. Mahamudu Bawumia is a vice president. If a journalist sit on radio or on TV to tell you Bawumia is just a vice president, it doesn't have the powers of the president, that person does not deserve to sit in front of you as a journalist. It is only two people. There are only two people in Ghana who can sign an executive document in Ghana. Only two people. After those two people, before we can go to parliament and go say that they are in the speaker of parliament can also sign. It is only Bawumia and Akuffo Addo. Only Bawumia. Time Ejako ka say a married deal no. Time no mo sign document on person of the parliament. Akuffo Addo Ghana. He wasn't in Ghana. Who was the person who had to sign? It was the Bawumia on the document in the command. Why did they go to Bawumia? Why didn't they go to the finance minister? Because Bawumia is the only person who can sign an executive document in Ghana. So the power Akuffo Addo Mahamudu Bawumia has the same thing. And today I heard Kojo Oppong Nkrumah on City News. Eka said John Mahama, when he was in opposition, he said he was a spare driver. A spare driver is 1,000 times better than an ignorant or a thief who calls himself a mate. At least a spare driver has a license. We have spare pilots. When you fly, not plane moi, you'll be a friend of spare pilot. Okowa, your pilot mienu and a bakusa THD in case one is tired. The one takes over. The reason why I was spare pilot is or the same license as the two sitting in the cockpit. Into a spare pilot is equally as good as a pilot moving a plane or piloting a plane. A spare driver na muhuno osa. And I say Kofor Bus and I say STC no, that spare driver has equally the same license as the driver driving. Into driver na Otrika or bra, the spare driver takes over. There is never a way obeko plane mu na ya catch us say there is a pilot and that pilot's the bra air hostess MSO plane munchi. It never happens. You cannot let an air hostess who has no license, no piloting license, to be a spare pilot. It doesn't work. Into Mahama Kacho in opposition say, I am a spare driver to Atamelsa. He is telling you, I have the same experience, I've gone through the same mill, I have the same certification as Atamels. Atamels Niwa, I can take over. Now, if Bawumia tells us to say, or your spare mate, and I say, or your mate, he has not even gone to take the driver's license exams. He has not been given any qualification or certification to move a car. Into the moment you hand over a car to a mate, you are technically going to kill everybody in the car. Into when a journalist, and I say Kojo Oppong Nkrumah sits on radio and say Mahama said he was a spare driver. Mahama said he was a spare driver because he has the same powers as Atamels. But when Bawumia stands on TV and say, I am a mate, he does not come close to the gears. He does not understand how you hold the steering wheel. He does not understand how road signs work. He does not understand what is stop sign, what is curve, what is DNG. He has no knowledge. Nejuma oye nyina se oswaswa mo bag edigu bag kaso. One mano ene kontokwa wechiro etete kabale. Oni n'adwuma ne sɛ sɛbio ohwiehwie nkɔfo amotiom ɛde gye coins ɛde kɔ sales. He does not have the qualification to drive. Inti comparing these two, if that is the argument Kojo Oppong Nkrumah you are making, then you are technically telling us that Bawumia Ankasa does not deserve to lead. And this is the statement he made today. And he has defeated Bawumia. He has made people understand that Bawumia does not have the knowledge to be the president of the republic because only certification. No. Mahama at least Soka say or a spare mate, a spare driver cry. He has a certification. You can never call yourself a driver without certification. You cannot call yourself I can take over when you don't know the job. Inti Mahama basically made the right statement and he was willing and ready to take over from Atamils. That is why when Atamils passed and he was made president, he lived up to expectations because he has the certification. He understands the job. He took over and he built all these things. So Bawumia Kachirem say he is a mate. Why should I hand over a big bus to a mate who is supposed to be packing sugarcane on top of my bus? And this is some of the weak arguments these ignorant people make. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is daft and weak.
President Mahama described himself as a spare driver after the passing of President Mills. Why? Because he was making the point, that constitutional point, that under Article 58 of the Constitution, executive power rests in the bosom of the president. We all serve at the pleasure of the president.
Except the vice president.
The vice president serves at the pleasure of the president. The vice president is selected. The presidential candidate is the sole person whose image and name is on the ballot paper. He is elected, and he is the one who then assigns responsibilities in the government.
But I don't like it when you
choose. If I may answer your question, he can choose to assign specific responsibilities to ministers, to the vice president, or to anybody, and we all work in pursuance of his or her vision. In fact, at the event at the UPSA, I tried to remind the audience of the various vision statements that had been made by various leaders of our party in times past, from J. Akuffo's golden age of business to Nana Addo's free SHS to Albert Eduboahen's return to democratic rule with strong institutions to Victor Usu and all of those. And the point is this: whenever somebody becomes the leader of the party, on the platform of the leaders, of the party's philosophy, he will couch a vision that is relevant to the times in which he is. And he will lead us to the election based on that vision. The fact that a new leader articulates a vision that in part may deviate from the vision statement of the outgoing leader does not mean anything wrong has happened. When President Mills was buried, the very next set of months, I was a journalist at Joy FM at the time. We were invited to the Accra International Conference Center for President Mahama to outline his vision statement. He had been vice president. Why did he have to come outline his vision statement? Why did he have
When John Mahama came out to outline his vision statement, he did not say on TV, say he is deviating or taking a different path from John Evans Atamil's vision. John Mahama made Ghanaians understand this is the vision, this is John Evans Atamil's vision, and this is the vision that I'm continuing. That is why whatever John Atamils had started, he continued. When Bawumia comes to tell us, say he has his own vision and now he's taking a different path, he is basically as disassociating himself. When somebody says that John Evans Atamil's vision is a vision that we all have to make sure that we push, and that I, John Mahama, as the president, I will make sure the vision becomes possible. Even if he has his vision, he never came out to say that he has a different vision and a different path. The moment you make that statement, it means the vision that their so-called tortoise had, you don't believe in them, and that he is stupid, and that you are not going to religiously follow that vision. You see, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, they play with grammar. He was talking about on the ticket, and the ticket is only Akuffo Addo. So today, you Oppong Nkrumah, you stole COVID-19 money, and we all know you'll be probed. Will you tell us that because Akuffo Addo's face was on the presidential ticket, he is supposed to take the blame? You are a thief. You are a criminal. You are the young people we don't want to give you opportunities again in Ghana politics. You are talking about a ticket of Akuffo Addo, and when they went to vote, na Akuffo Addo nkwan nim na waso. Inti ende no, wo Kojo Oppong Nkrumah COVID-19 sika na wi aye no. Sa 120 million na watame di edekopem ma no. Sa sika na yebusa wa beka che say na enye wenim na da ballot so ntie ko bise Akuffo Addo ana. We jimifo. And these are the fools in suit. Me say when black man wears a suit, he automatically becomes a monkey. And that is the monkey attitude you are seeing there. He sits down, he thinks the Kosovo suit is wearing, he's intelligent. He is not. The suit is playing on his conscience. He has left the homegrown conscience and he's applying the foolish suit conscience. Nana Adodankwa Akuffo Addo edimunkwa na that take it and whatever is happening in this government, we should blame only Akuffo Addo. Sana paso kachire. Is that what you are telling us today? Unim nyansa.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Na nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.